Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday. Also, welcome to First Things First. I'm Jenna Wolf. That's Chris Carter. That's Nick Wright.
Good morning. That's my favorite dress of yours, Jenna Wolf.
Thank you. That's very nice of you. And I was about to gloat, and now I'm going to take it back and say I really appreciate it. Things are good. I'm glad we're best friends.
Our wonderful stylist, Christine, is back after a little bit of a sabbatical, working on some other projects. So it's wonderful to have Christine back. You both look fabulous.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody.
Appreciate
Good morning,
that.
America.
I see what's happening.
What?
We're going to get right into other things like fashion, so we don't have to talk
Oh,
about
I figure we're talking about the game this moment.
Yeah.
You want to start right now?
Yeah.
Either that, I can talk about your dress being sexy, or
Oh, no, I didn't even
great
bring up
colors.
the dress.
No,
but thank you very much, and welcome back, Christine. We really
Yes.
appreciate having you back. Now let us get to what I was
People like it. I got a couple
say.
Texas. People like that color on you.
Thank you. I love Texas. We start big this morning, the way LeBron did last night in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Big. How big? 21 points in the first quarter, en route to a 42-point triple-double for LeBron James. But the Celtics at home are unbeatable, outscoring Cleveland in the second half 59-39. LeBron, unlike what he was able to do against the Pacers, could not do this alone. And last night, he was basically alone. Celtics win Game 2, 107-94. They're up now 2-0 in this series. Here's LeBron James after the game.
How will I digest it? I'm going to go home tonight and see my 3 kids, see my family, recalibrate, see my mom. I think I'll be fine. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. You know, you go out and when you lay everything on the line, you know, at the end of the day, you can live with that.
So there's a lot of different angles we could take this from. Let's start first with the Cavs. I think this surprised a lot of people. CC, I'll start with you. What happened to Cleveland in Game 2 in their loss last night to Boston?
They ran into a better team. And that's what you could see in the second half of the game. They were able, and I had concerns with Cleveland coming into the game, but about 3/4 of the way through that first quarter, when LeBron was doing LeBron type of things, and the Celtics were still within 2 or 3 possessions of the game, LeBron was playing incredible. And I was thinking, man, if they don't get a bigger lead when he's on fire like that, then it was going to be a problem. Ultimately, it was a problem. And you could see that the Celtics defense, they made adjustments at halftime. And you could see those adjustments, what they made, as far as shutting Cleveland down, shutting down the other players. And, you know, we can get into a back and forth. LeBron, was he injured after that? Did he change his overall aggression? You know, I listened to him in the press conference. He said it didn't change him. He said he went in the locker room, calibrated, said he got checked for a few things, got checked for a concussion, but this is we can make a lot of excuses, but it's about basketball, and this is a good basketball team, and the Cavs have been inconsistent, and we could see that. We've seen it in game number 1, and we definitely saw it in game number 2.
And listen, part of LeBron's greatness has always been, if he gets, the David Griffin talked about in a podcast this past week that he saw in a conference finals game, LeBron's bone in his ankle touched the ground. He goes to the back room. David Griffin goes and asks the trainer, is LeBron going to be okay? And the trainer said, does he have any other choice? Part of his greatness has always been coming through these things, so there's no excuse that he took the unintentional shoulder to the head from Tatum. He came back in. He was very good after that. What you were worried about happening in yesterday's game is exactly what happened. Jenna, you asked me, you said, give me a line for LeBron. I've been on a pretty decent run of predicting these. I said 38, 9, and 12.
Yep.
He finished 42, 10, and 12. And they ended up getting blown out.
I think you said he had to at least get 50 as far as contribution.
Combined points and assists, and at least 60 total points and assists, points created via scoring and assists. It's what he got.
He had 69 of them last night.
It's what he got. And the team's effort was pathetic. It was, if they were just missing shots like game 1, CC, I feel differently.
It's easier. It's easier because you can point to it. Listen, the ball wasn't going in. It's a make or miss lead, but it wasn't that.
It's not like the ball wasn't going in for Cavs other than LeBron, but that's not my issue. My issue is they weren't down by 25 in the fourth quarter. They at one point had cut it to 6. Most of the fourth quarter, it was between 4 and 9. And the Cavs' lack of trying on defense, when you know this is the second biggest game you've played all year. The only game bigger, Game 7 against the Pacers, because that was a game that literally could end your season. Jenna, you asked me, I don't know, 70 times this year, are you worried? Are you concerned about the Cavs and their ability to make the NBA Finals? I sit here this morning for the first time all year legitimately concerned because they didn't show the want to from any player other than LeBron, the one guy who has the least to prove, the least to show, and you could argue the most to gain from the team losing because it's not another finals loss for him.
No, absolutely. LeBron and I got to say, the move that Ty Lue made as far as putting Tristan into the lineup, you could see the improvement there. Kevin Love, he played a good game for Kevin Love. He gave him the type of support. If he gets those numbers, they're typically going to win, regardless of what LeBron does. If Kevin Love plays that way with LeBron, LeBron will do enough to get him through. But the thing that we just can't hide, and it seems like they were hiding game number 1, hiding game number 2, is the overall backcourt. George Hill and J.R. Smith. I mean, they've been awful.
Nothing.
When you're talking about getting dominated by field goals, dominated by three-pointers. Like, if you think that the backcourt of the Celtics are going to be able to outshoot the backcourt of the Cavs coming into the series, you'd be like, man, the Cavs have no chance to win. If that's the case, it's totally lopsided.
41-3 last night is what that graphic showed.
I mean, it's awful. A lot of times, like my good friend Tom Jackson told me, you put up a graphic, I believe America can read.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's easy to see that the tide in this game, we can talk about LeBron, we can talk about Horford, we can talk about Jalen, but it's the backcourt. And what they did and how much better they have been, especially in last night's game.
All Cleveland had to do was look across the way. Boston didn't do anything spectacular, but they were balanced. Right? They had a very balanced attack from the beginning of the game. Even when they were trailing, even when LeBron was going off for 21 points in the first quarter, they stayed in the game. They did not let LeBron get the best of them the way Toronto did. LeBron never got in their head the way it happened in Toronto. But what's the one thing you said you were worried about? No supporting cast. 3 players on the Cavs team scored in double figures. 6 players for Boston. They did it methodically and they were balanced.
Listen, George Hill's never played in NBA Finals. This is the best chance he'll ever have to go to an NBA Finals. Someone should let him know. J.R. Smith has been, for the better part of his NBA career, and you know I like J.R. personally, but let's be honest. J.R. Smith, the better part of his NBA career, has been something of a punchline. Something that he did to himself to make himself a punchline. When LeBron leaves this offseason, J.R.'s never going to be on another championship or even close championship caliber team. Someone should let him know that. Like, you put it up there. The starting backcourt played 60 minutes last night. 60 combined minutes. J.R. Smith, I do believe, Dusty, you can fact check this, but I'm just going on my gut that this is true. J.R. Smith became the first player in playoff history to have more flagrant fouls than points. That's what he did last night. Like, it was an outrageous performance. And the effort, man. The lack of getting to loose balls. For the Celtics to play like they were the desperate team was embarrassing for Cleveland.
It really was, given what was at stake. Because if you didn't have the volume on the game, and you didn't have all the graphics at the bottom, and you didn't know it was the Eastern Conference Final, like, you would have thought these...
Game.
Absolutely. This is what I saw during the regular season.
And the Cavs are on a back-to-back after traveling from Miami the night before.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, they went to a party or something. Like, this looked like a regular season game in 2 different cities for everyone but the front court. That being Kevin Love, Tristan, and LeBron.
And you saw it with the eye rolling and the frustration, and you saw their faces on the bench. But now Boston goes on the road. Boston hasn't been great on the road. The Cavs are going to be home. So are we writing the Cavs off? Do they have a chance to get back in this?
Listen, maybe I'll regret this. I said I was concerned. I'm not saying the Celtics have won this series. I watched the Celtics play 2 great home games against a team very similar, hot and cold to the Cavs this year in Milwaukee. And then go to Milwaukee, lose those 2, and that series went 7 games. But now the Cavs got to win 4 out of 5. Now the Cavs have to win 1 game on the road, which they did going into the series, obviously. But now it's going to have to be either Game 5 or Game 7 if they get there. And they no longer have, and this is what I'm curious real quick, your thoughts on this. I had the confidence, and I felt they had the confidence, that if LeBron's great, we'll be okay. Well, LeBron had a 40-point triple-double last night and 21 points in the first quarter, and they lost going away. I wonder what that does to the other guys on the team who feel, wait, so LeBron can't single-handedly beat this team the way he was able to against the Pacers, the way he's been able to in the past for us.
Yeah, it's the Cavs' goal They got to get this back to 2-2, some type of way. Now, I believe going into the series, the Celtics are going to win this series. But I don't sit here today and think the series is over. You know, LeBron James at home, they can easily have this 2-2. And then what's going to happen? See, I don't believe the home court advantage. I do believe the home court advantage and the role players of the Celtics will be the big difference in this.
All right, well, the Cavs have until Saturday now to figure out how to get back into the series. They trail 0-2 to the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. Coming up, let's talk some football. Lane Johnson, friend of the show, he's got more to say about what's going on in New England.